Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am really hoping that you can hear me and that the volume is okay for this video. I decided I wanted to film a video outside today. The kids are all, hello. Kids are all inside right now eating lunch. Everybody is just kind of loud and full of energy, so I thought I would hide out here on the porch a little bit. I'm having some coffee. But I wanted to give you guys an update. This is something we have sort of been alluding to but haven't talked about a ton yet, and I just kind of wanted to share with you guys and update what's going on. So yeah, so I'm just going to jump into it. So this is going to be sort of a multi-layered update. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about homeschooling and our plans, and then also just some general stuff with the channel and everything. So let's just jump in so I don't waste too much of your time. And again, I am outside, so I apologize if you can hear birds chirping, bugs, cars. Okay, so if you haven't guessed by the title of the video, Noah and Rosie are going to be joining us this year for homeschooling. There are many reasons for this, and part of the reason I haven't talked about it yet is because I wasn't sure how much I wanted to actually share, just because, again, you guys know I'm fairly protective over very personal parts of my kids' stories, and so I just wanted to make sure that what I'm sharing with you guys is appropriate and that sort of thing. Hopefully that makes sense. But basically, the long and short of it is that we sort of came to the end of Noah's kindergarten year, and he struggled a lot in preschool with behavior. Yeah, so we were really concerned about how he was going to do his kindergarten year. He was doing really well, basically, in kindergarten, behavior-wise. He was doing really, really well. So we were very pleased with that. His teacher was exactly what he needed. She was kind, but she was firm, and that's what he needed. And he really, with the exception of a few struggles at the beginning of the year, which most kids have, just sort of understanding expectations, he did very well behavior-wise at school. So that was awesome. However, academically, we were sort of told at the second half of the year, like a few months into the second half of the year, so probably like early spring, that they didn't feel like he was where he needed to be in order to go on to first grade. And so they wanted us to consider holding him back. And this broke my heart for a lot of reasons. Number one being that I felt like it would sort of that it could really mess with him mentally to feel like his friends were moving forward a grade level and he wasn't. It's not like he doesn't understand what that means. He understands what it means. I just feel like a lot of it ultimately has to do with the fact that, and many of you guys know this, one of the reasons that we homeschool and stuff is not every child is ready at 5 or 6 years old to sit in a classroom and be at school for 8 hours and focus their attention, especially a child who already struggles with attention, like keeping attention. And so I feel like it's not that he doesn't know, he knows a lot of things that he needs to know, but just not everything. And now, again, it should also be said that the kids are at a charter school, which has a higher academic standard than the public school. So that's also at play here, is that I feel as though he's not expected just to be at grade level. He's expected to be a little above grade level, to be honest, because that's the expectation of the school. They have high academic standards, which is really great and amazing when you have a child who is very typical or above average. High academic standards are awesome. But when you have a kid that is struggling, that can just honestly make it even harder and make them feel even worse. So we really kind of went back and forth. Also, you guys, I'm sure, saw in vlogs and stuff that we are not the best public school family. We are used to having more freedoms through homeschooling, which is what we've done for, I don't even know how many years now, 6 or 7 years we've been a homeschool family. So we were constantly dropping the ball on the things that needed to be done. You guys know, if you have kids in school, it's like, fill out this form, bring this, donate money for that, show up for this, sign up for this, sign up for that. I mean, it's like every single week an email this long of things that they want you to do or that you need to do in addition for your child. And that's really overwhelming for a larger family and one who also already has kids that we're homeschooling, and then to also be trying to keep up with the public schools standards and things that they want as well. So it felt a lot like being pulled in multiple directions. And so yeah, I think that's kind of, again, I just want to say that, like, we loved our kids' teachers, but I just think that Noah needs more one-on-one time And with that, he actually needs less school time. I truly believe that, especially for him as a 6-year-old boy, he needs more time to play, more time to be creative, more time to use his imagination, and less time just in like a formal school setting. Now I'm going to share a lot more this year, since we're going to have basically 5 kids doing school this year. So I'm going to share a lot more about homeschool coming up, but we have decided to keep Noah home. That's just sort of a scratching of the surface of the reasons. I don't necessarily want to go into everything, but just that, you know, we didn't feel like holding him back was going to benefit him. And there's a lot of research actually that shows that holding children back because they can't read, for example, doesn't necessarily, doing another year of kindergarten, if a child is struggling to learn to read, isn't necessarily going to help them learn to read. So we did a lot of research and just ultimately decided that holding him back wasn't what we wanted to do, but putting him through kindergarten at that school wasn't what we wanted to do either. So we decided to homeschool. And the big thing is part of the reason I posted on Instagram that we were starting school back in July, and people were like, ah! First of all, we year-round homeschool, so we don't take a whole 3 months off, because we take time off at different places during the year. We still do the same amount of school as everybody else. That also being said, I wanted some time under my belt, because we have not officially pulled them out of the charter school yet, because I wanted some time to make sure that this was really going to work before we said, okay, so long. So that's why we're going to go ahead and start school back here in July. Now, Rosie, this is the one that I really am like, I don't really know how to talk about this. The school days were long for her. They were very, very long for her. And we were noticing a very big change in her personality and her demeanor when we would pick her up from school. Having been in school all day, she was exhausted. She was tired, she was cranky, she was not her joyful, jubilant self, and it was kind of sad to see. It wasn't that that people at the school love Rosie. I mean, she walks into that school and she's like a celebrity. It's that, again, being gone for that long. And Rosie, you know, the truth is that Rosie operates on a more like a 3-year-old level. So that's what she's learning, is things that are at a 3-year-old level. And if you know any 3-year-olds, you know that they don't have an attention span to be in school for 8 hours a day. That's why they're not. And so for Rosie, it just felt like it was too much for her. At the end of the day, it was very, very overwhelming for her, and I found it affecting her emotionally, and that's not a sacrifice we're willing to make at this point. I'm just sharing with you guys where we're at. I know that there's people who will disagree, and that's fine, but it's our family and our choice, and we are doing what we truly believe is best for our children, each on an individual level. And that was why we made the decision to send them to the charter school in the first place, was because we were hoping and feeling at the time that that was what was best. And I do 100% believe in our decision to send them this last year. I do believe that was the best decision for them at the time. But things change, and so we are going to be bringing them home both to do homeschool, and they will be getting, Rosie will be getting private therapy. So the school was offering her some therapies, which was a big draw for us, but we have decided to move her to private therapies, which I think will help her progress even more. So she'll be doing private therapy, and for Noah, we're actually going to be getting him some additional therapies as well for speech. So we've always felt like his speech seemed a little bit behind, but no teachers ever expressed any concerns, and the pediatrician never expressed any concerns. But at this point, he's 6 years old, and there's a lot of times that we can't understand what he's saying. We have to really get him to slow down, and even still, sometimes it can be hard. So we are going to do some therapies for him as well. So the point of all of this, and to say that we're bringing the kids home and the changes that you're going to see around here, is we feel the need to sort of close in a little bit around our kids. And I mean, like, I mean that in like, not like a physical term, but just that we have 7 kids. We have varying needs, varying ages, and our attention has been pulled in a lot of different directions over the last year or so. And Christopher and I went on a date a few nights ago and decided that we both were just feeling really strongly about slowing down, taking some things off of our plates, stepping back, refocusing on our kids, on our family, on our marriage, on our home. So really, what does that, I mean, I'm sure what you're wondering is, what does that mean for you who watches our channel and enjoys our content and things like that? What does that mean? And what that means is that it has a lot more to do, honestly, with me and all of the things that I have taken on. I'm going to be taking a step back from some things, not everything, but some things, and other, just to sort of reprioritize. So we're now going to have 5 kids doing homeschool because Jonah is in his sort of TK year, the year before kindergarten. So he will be doing a little more school than he has been. Not a ton. Again, he's 4 years old. But yeah, we're gonna have 5 kids doing school. So that's gotta be obviously my primary focus. And then, but I love this. I love being here on YouTube. We love making these videos. So what my plan is moving forward is, if you guys have noticed, we've sort of had a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule. I plan to keep that. It will likely look like vlogs, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then I'm going to try to add an additional video sometimes on Saturday that will be more of homeschool content, or maybe like more sit-down videos, Ask Angie. Now those might come on one of the weekdays if I don't end up vlogging 3 times that week. But my hope is to vlog 3 times a week and then do something extra. Like I said, I want to start sharing more homeschooling stuff, and a lot of you guys have expressed interest in that. So definitely let me know in the comments, you know, if that's something that you're interested in, because I just want to gauge, you know, what I'm putting my time into, because just like you, my time is precious. So but I really want to share some stuff about homeschooling, because if you've been following me on Instagram, I have been trying to whip our schoolroom back into shape, because it worked fine for us to just do school at the table when it was Kennedy and Shelby. But now that we are going to have 5 students, we are going to turn sort of half of the room back into a schoolroom. Sorry, there's a bee. Not as hardcore as it was before, with like the gate up and all the books. Like, it's not going to be like that. I'm trying to simplify it a lot. But yeah, so that's going to return as like a school space. So, oh my gosh, you guys, it is hot and muggy, and I feel like I had to take a picture for something, which is why I have so much makeup on. I wouldn't normally be wearing this much makeup, just hanging out and cleaning and doing stuff. But I had to take a picture. My sister and I are just almost, I wanted to update you guys too on this, on the podcast. Ashley and I are getting into the final stages. I know I mentioned before, we're working with producers, so it's not really entirely up to us, the timeline of everything. So yeah, they are working as hard as they can and as fast as they can, and we are trying to do our best too. So they needed a picture of all of us together. So hopefully Ash and I's podcast will be coming soon. I promise to keep you guys updated, but we're moving in the right direction. That was another step. That was another thing we needed to get done. So I think that's everything that kind of gets you guys caught up on Noah and Rosie being home and why, and yeah, our plans. And of course, like I've said, anything could change. We could do this for the next month and a half and be like, there's just no way this can work. There's no way, and decide to send them back to their charter school. That is the plan, to bring everybody home to homeschool this year. And you guys know our philosophy, every kid, every year. So we're gonna try it this year with everybody and see how it goes. And they're all excited. Let me know if you have any questions. I will probably try to answer them in upcoming videos, where I'm gonna do some more like homeschool content and things like that. So yeah, that's the news. That's the skinny on that situation. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have an awesome week, and I will see you again in my next video. Bye.